Hi everybody, Sean Holsinger here from holsingersflyshop.com. Today the fly I'm going to tie for you see here is my emergent Caddis pupa pattern. You see you got the hair on the butt here on the abdomen section, and just it's a really nice looking pattern. This one I actually tied in brown. I'm going to show you a couple different colors here. Here's one that I tied in green and olive color. Tying this with chewy skin, you'll see it here in a second. Works really nice, really nice pattern. Not that difficult to tie. I'm going to tie it in a tan just to show you a couple different looks from it. I'm going to start out on a size 12 Daiichi 1120 scud hook. The body, like I said, is going to be made out of chewy skin. You can buy this on our website. We're going to start out with some lead, some flat lead, which you can also get on our website. And we're just going to wrap it on, build up a body kind of like we do a scud or our chewy worm. Just going to bring it up there a little bit past halfway. Wrap it down tight. And then going to put another layer on. We're going to build up a hump to it here. Okay, and then you can just use your thumb to put it into place there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some black thread on. Start it up front. I'm going to wrap back over this lead to hold the lead down in place. Take it clear back to the back. And then I'm just going to cover up my lead here pretty good. Okay, now the next part I'm going to do, this is the part that's going to make the abdomen look hairy. I'm going to take and bring some string out, and I'm going to fold it over in my finger. I'm going to make a dubbing loop right now. And I'm just going to make my loop, put a couple wraps around it there, and then I'm going to put my my dubbing loop tool into my string. And I'm just going to set it aside, pull it back out of the way for right now. Okay, now I'm going to bring my chewy skin in. And like I said, I'm going to use tan on this one. You can see it's like a rainbow. It's real flexible, stretchy. Real nice stuff to work with. I'm going to cut about an 1/8 inch strip of it. And just going to trim off the back of it. Get it so it's easier to tie down. A little bit less of it to tie down. And then I'm going to tie it down on top. And I'm going to pull on this stuff. I'm going to tie it down tight and pull it towards the back so it thins out so I don't make a real thick body with it. And I'm just going to wrap it back to the back. Clear back to the bend there where I started, where I left my dubbing loop. And then we're just going to wrap and cover it up. And you see where I'm stopping here. You know, not too far above the point. And then we're just going to wrap this tan chewy skin up. We're going to make, this will create a nice segmented look with it. Just going to wrap it up here. We're going to leave lots of room up at the front here for your head area. And we're going to tie this down. Now this chewy skin is super stretchy. So once you cut it off, push her down real tight there, tie it down tight. Okay, then I want to come back here with my thread. I want to stop this back in here. Okay, because I want lots of room up here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to get my dubbing loop. Okay, and I'm going to take my thread. Now, being while it was laying down there, it got a little twisted up. So I'm going to untwist that. What I did was put my tool in the string there and untwist it to get those two separated, so I can put my dubbing loop in correctly. My tool, I mean. Then I'm going to just take a little bit of wax to put on there, and on this I'm going to use UV ice dub in light olive. This is the color I used on all three of these flies that I'm showing you here, and I'm very, very, very sparse with it. I mean, really sparse. And just put it in between the two strings here to make your dubbing loop. Okay, and then I want to make sure I have it clear up by the body real close, and then we're just going to twist it. Okay, and once you get it all twisted good and tight, that looks pretty good there. Now I'm just going to use this as my ribbing on this fly. I'll make a nice even rib up through here. The black thread will serve as a nice rib to it. And those UV hair will stand up on there real nice because of making that dubbing loop. Then we're just going to tie off our dubbing loop and cut it off. Give it a couple wraps there. Okay, now I don't really want this really long. I just want it to have that look to it, but not really shaggy. So you see how that worked out there. Like I said, you go real sparse on it so it doesn't overpower it. We're not dubbing this. It's just to give it the effect of having the little like hairs coming out of that ribbing. The next thing I'm going to put on is I'm going to put on a piece of scud back. I'm going to use a brown colored scud back here. And we're just going to tie it down on top. Alright, now one thing we want to put on this is we want to use a set of eyes on this fly, and to do it I'm going to use like a size 10 or a 10 pound or 15 pound test monofilament. And I'm going to take a piece, you're looking about, that's a little long there, I would say about an inch long of 10 or 15. The higher the pound test, the bigger the eyes are going to be. I'm using 10 here. I'd probably prefer a 15, but I don't have it right here at the bench right now. So we're just going to go with a size 10. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hackle pliers and I'm going to pinch that piece of monofilament in between, right in the center of my hackle pliers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a lighter. And I'm just going to draw the lighter close to it and keep melting that monofilament right down until I get it right down to the hackle pliers. Okay, you see there? Let me see if I can get that in focus better. You see there I created the eye on this side. Now I have to melt down the other side. A little bit of trial and error here with this. It's not real hard, it's easy to melt them too far or catch them on fire and then they burn, and there you go. And there you go, you have a little set of dumbbell eyes made out of monofilament. That's a simple, quick way to make them. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is put the dumbbell eyes on top. You want to sit it on top, hold them down here, You want to figure eight them in. This is a little bit difficult sometimes, keeping them in place without dropping them. And we're just going to figure eight them in there good and tight. Okay, there we go. And you see I keep them back just from the eye a little bit, because we're going to build a little bit just in front of the eyes and actually tie the scud back off here in a minute. And well, tie it off in front and behind the eyes. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some legs on. And you've seen me use this leg method in other flies. I'm going to take, in this case it's a Coq-de-Lion saddle, hen saddle feather. And I'm just going to pull the end out of the saddle feather, and then I'm going to strip back, get about the amount of fibers that I want. And we're just going to set it down on top. Pinch them in place on each side. This is a very simple way to make legs on nymphs. Actually, I believe this serves more of like a wing, the emergent wing on this pattern. If you would look at, get on the internet when you want to learn to tie something. The best thing to do is get on the internet, type in the name of the insects you want to tie. There's always pictures out there. Type in Caddis pupa in this case, and look up what you're trying to imitate. You can tie it a lot better if you know what you're trying to tie, and you'll understand the fly a lot better too. So there we got our little wings on it here, emerging wings. Now we're going to build the thorax on this, and we're going to use Ice Dub Golden Brown. And you see, with all the rubber and stuff in there, I already have it built up pretty good, so I don't need a lot of dubbing on here. I don't have to build up a big head here with dubbing. So I'm going to make this kind of sparse and just cover up all that rubber that I have wrapped down there already. I'm just going to get back and cover up in this area a little bit, and then come up here towards the head. Like I said, we're going to wrap in front, and I want to actually figure eight around them eyes again, so I get that area completely filled in. And then I'm just going to come up right behind the eye, and we're going to tie this off right directly behind the eye. 2 or 3 wraps there, get it good and tight. We're going to try to keep this centered, and then I'm going to come back behind the eyes on this fly, make a wrap. Now we're going to use a mallard flank feather, and I'm going to take about 4 strands off of the flank feather here, and we're going to use this for the horns on the fly. Okay, and we're going to lay this on top about where we want it, and I want it to reach just like to the end of the fly there, okay? And we're just going to lay it down on top, and we're going to tie it down. Get these where we want them. There we go. See how they split there? And then we're just going to pull our scud back, make like 2 wraps here, and we're going to knot this off. Come in with our whip finish. And just have to trim it up here, and we're all done. We're going to trim off our scud back first, and our mallard flank feather. And there you have it. You have your horns on it, real simple. You got your wings on it there, a really simple way of doing the wings. And you just got a neat looking little caddis pupa there. Emergent caddis pupa. I really hope you enjoyed this fly. It's really not as difficult as it looks. Give it a try. And like I said, use your different colored chewy skins. It's really easy to achieve different looks with it. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel And don't forget to like us on Facebook. And you can always check us out for all your fly tying needs at holsingersflyshop.com.